Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Is make sure your business is pointed in the right direction.
And if you hang until the end, we'll show you how exactly to do that.
What it really comes down to is how do you utilize this book? So Meta Trends in the Next Economy. In fact, if you've never seen any of our videos before, I'm Meta Trends Mark and this is my son, co-author Cole.
That's me.
So how do we utilize the wisdom in this book? It really comes down to three things. One is you're going to want to be able to future-proof your strategic plan, future-proof your marketing plan, and future-proof your investment plan. All of that wisdom is contained in here in the various exercises that we've run with, I think the number is 5,750 companies so far.
So first thing you're going to want to do is audit your product line. And how you're going to do that is you look at your audience, your target market, and you want to figure out what they want and what they need, and you want to provide that for them. If there's anything unnecessary that you're wasting your resources on, you're going to want to cut that out. Yeah, actually,
we did a video on this already for B2Cs. In fact, we just shot that last week. What that's about is your key product, is it still relevant? And if it's not relevant, then what we want to be able to do is to bring products and services that are relevant going forward. What we don't want to do is make the mistake of not pivoting and thinking everything that worked in the past will continue to work in the future. That's a fool's move. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the ways that you can future-proof your strategic plan. I think the other thing too is we got to talk about is are the key relationships that you have with your company. Assuming that you're a mature company and has strong relationships, strong revenue, you're going to want to audit your key relationship.
Well, the key relationships, you're also going to want to audit your target market as well. So your key relationships are 20% of your relationships provide 80% of your revenue. It's the 80-20.
Yeah, so let's say we role play this for a second. What I like to do is I like to come at it like a prosecuting attorney, and the sales force is the defense attorney for those key relationships. Mm-hmm. So, and it's frankly an uncomfortable conversation. You get used to. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with this. And the questions would be like, well, okay, so your key relationships. I'm pretending now you're my rock star salesperson in my sales force. All right. Is how do you know that those key relationships, how do you know that check is going to continue to cash or not?
Well, you got to watch out for legal weasel words like maybe or feel or think, or you want to find solid evidence that these checks are going to cash, and you want them to keep moving forward.
Yeah, so what it is, it comes down to like evidence-based decision making. So that's if you're a mature business. If you're a business that's looking to buy a franchise, what you want to have proof from them, you're really auditing their sales campaigns and their plans. So we want to make sure that they're relevant going forward, because the worst thing you can do is spend a lot of energy and money wasted in the wrong thing that worked maybe in the last economy but not necessarily going forward. I would even argue if a mature company hasn't done that relationship audit, they've never done any strategic planning whatsoever. What they were doing was wishful thinking. So then the next thing is, okay, future-proof your marketing plan. It's like, okay, well, if you turn to chapter 8 in the book, Meta Trends in the Next Economy, that's where Cole and I aggregated a year's worth of the exercise that I run in my presentations. Over 1,000 companies participated in that. That really borders on empirical research. They were predicting which industries will thrive in the next 15 years. And that's a great source of information. It's also proprietary. That's one of the few things in the book that you can't get anywhere else. There is one thing, though, that the CIA covers, which you were excellent at uncovering.
You want to analyze the industries that are going to thrive in the next 15 years, but also the economies that will thrive in the coming future. So if you take a look at the demographics behind the country's populations and the age relationships based on spending and profit margins. So we have a number of charts that you can take a look at that show you the age demographics based on spending, that whether they're increasing or decreasing, and which economies will.
You know, if I can jump in here, the beauty of that chapter is that each of the charts are actually all you have to do is look at them really quick, and the countries really fall into one of three categories. Either they're young and up and coming, they're mature and actually going through a rough time period, or they're somewhere in between. And as soon as you identify, we actually list the top 10 of all countries' future economies, which ones will grow the most. So then all we really have to do is take, well, what's our key demographic that buys our product, and then align it to that country. Then we know the resources we're putting into expanding internationally is put in the right place. Now you know if you're, even if you want to look at it from this perspective and just say, hey, I'm just an investor, where would I want to invest my dollars? You can look at that and know which economy going forward is going to be the strongest economy and have the highest growth, so you can gain diversification. And that's really what this all comes down to, is how do I diversify an undiversifiable asset like a company, or how do I diversify an investment plan? All of that wisdom is contained in this book. So, well, just to summarize here, what we wanted to do is we want to talk about how to future-proof your strategic plan. That's chapter 8. How to future-proof your marketing plan. That's chapter 8 too, or really chapter 9. And then how do you future-proof your investment plan? Well, that's chapter 7. Everything you need in a one-flight read. Thanks for watching.